All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. We got to get into some things, okay? So first, we got to talk about this Baddies Caribbean Reunion Part 3, all right? So we're getting into the main characters this week. Saucy Santana, Jela versus Gretchen, Callie's trying to sneak Jela, DTB and Tesehki, Nunu versus Anna, and unfortunately, MeatBall. All right. Let's talk about Santana. I thought Santana did a great job. He did everything that I feel like they wanted him to do and he needed to do. He was the messy gay boy on the show that really knew the show. He was keeping it hot, asking the questions, stirring the pot, trying to get the fights going, really being messy, out of her bag, jumping out of her seats, caring. Like, it was messy to the point where I thought somebody was going to say something to him because he was extremely messy. He was the epitome of a messy on that show that day. And I personally feel like, we needed that. I'm here for Saucy Santana being the host, and I think that she should come back. Stir it up. Make it hot. Get it messy. Only thing I didn't like about Saucy, I'm going to be honest with you, is that I could just see through. I could see who his favorites was, and he had an extreme bias. He had a bias, real big bias with MeatBall. And for me, I just don't buy into the MeatBall BS. I think that MeatBall is trash. I think that MeatBall is a hater. And I don't like this idea of trying to make MeatBall feel good because she's big, black, fat, and ugly. I just feel like that is her aesthetic because she chooses to be sloppy. I think, she chose her name to be MeatBall. She chose to come and walk around with dirty T-shirts and sloppy sweatpants with her gut hanging out with braids to the back, looking like she was at the end of Set It Off. Queen Latifah at the end of Set It Off. Like, at the end of the day, MeatBall carries herself like that. I'm not here for the MeatBall sympathy. I'm disgusted with the MeatBall sympathy. I'm over it. I feel like people look at MeatBall as the underdog because she carries herself as an underdog. So people feel like they got to feel bad for her and tear other people down that don't carry themselves like MeatBall in order to make MeatBall feel good. MeatBall is a hater. MeatBall is not a baddie. And why should the other baddies have to feel bad because they want to carry themselves like pretty bad and she want to carry herself like a tomboy and look crazy? Like, why? Why? I just feel like we were giving MeatBall way too much sympathy and way too much sympathy and payola for me. I feel like MeatBall is not a bad bitch at all. She's a hater, and she's a hater because I feel like she hates on Tinkerbella because, girl, Tinkerbella pushes through. Tinkerbella is not the cutest thing on the block, but Tinkerbella is a bad and she does her thing and she feels herself and she looks good and she's entertaining. MeatBall keeps trying to use these other girls about their size and their waist and, oh, they don't like me because I don't look like them. No, you don't like you because you don't look like them. You feel away. Stop projecting your insecurities out on everybody else. And I just don't like that about MeatBall. And I didn't like how Saucy and Tommy were playing into her bull because at the end of the day, Tommy, you don't carry yourself like MeatBall. Saucy, you don't carry yourself like MeatBall. Y'all don't like those kind of y'all don't hang out with that. And Tommy, you're not that kind of Be very clear. And if you were in Tommy, if you got reads for Rolly, you definitely got reads for MeatBall. MeatBall is the worst looking woman on that stage. So you can't sit up here and try to drag Rolly about her body and how she look and try to give MeatBall all this, oh, you look good, you a bad, you dress good, you this, they just jealous. They gotta play it up extra for the camera. No, they don't have to play it up extra for the camera. That's how they carry themselves. Why should people be chastised because they want to carry themselves clean, demure, classy? They want to put some effort into what they look like. MeatBall decided that she want to look like hell. And so she's going to get treated based on how she look. She carries herself a mess. It is what it is. There's plenty fat that look decent. Look at Biggie. Biggie is bad built, and Biggie is built like a sack of potatoes. But she looks good, and she carries herself well. She can go walk around like MeatBall. Biggie is big, fat, sloppy, and got a deep voice. But at the end of the day, Biggie pulls herself together from her hair and her fashions. So I don't want to hear no excuse, period. So I didn't like that. Jela and Gretchen, I'm a Jela fan. I don't understand why people love to hate on Jela. I feel like Jela doesn't get the respect that she deserves on the show, from the network, and from the audience. Cause like, why y'all so mad at Jela? I feel like Gretchen bites and scratches, and she likes to create marks. I don't hate Gretchen. I just would never fight her because it's just like, girl, you fight like a cat. Like, I just can't. She's always scratching. I don't feel like Jela lost that fight. I feel like Jela won that fight. As far as Jela's tooth falling out, I didn't really see the tooth, but if it was a tooth, then Jela, you need to make sure that you have a mouth guard if you know that you have a tooth that can come out and you're fighting a cat that's going to grab all in your mouth. For Gretchen to grab and pull a tooth out of your mouth is insane. But for me, Saucy, she was ignorant. I'm like, Saucy, what is your teeth? You was like, yeah, it's a tooth that fell out and this, that, and third. I'm like, a tooth? A tooth is crazy. But we did see her pick something up and she came back and didn't open her mouth again. So I'm assuming that Jela did lose a tooth during that fight. I think that Jela needs to have a mouth guard next time, but I do feel like Jela won that fight. Jela won that fight. Jela stands on business. She not scared of nobody. She win, lose, or draw. Jela gonna get out there. I did not like Callie. I feel like Callie is. I feel like Callie, you went out there to try to fight behind Gretchen, but you had been sitting on the stage for a minute. If you had a problem, why you didn't jump in? Why you didn't fight Jela then? Why you just jump in now? And I agree with Saucy. Maybe they was getting scared of Callie, but I just feel like, what's the reason to be scared of Callie? Callie is one of the most scary on there. Sapphire yanked her up, but Scotty, you were supposed to jump in that because it was really Jela and Scotty versus Callie and Gretchen. Scotty, you were supposed to get your one. Sapphire, y'all was not supposed to let Jela get jumped like that. Y'all was supposed to whoop. Y'all was. So Saucy ate that. He was right. Y'all was supposed to beat her. Y'all was supposed to jump on her. It's no shame. For whatever reason, y'all didn't. I mean, Sapphire had her in the headlock, but you were supposed to start knocking her. For whatever reason, the girls do. And Natalie, you could have knocked her too. It wasn't right. She shouldn't have did that. I don't feel like Callie should have jumped in on that. I feel like Callie, if you had a problem, you should have jumped in on it when you should have got your one with Jela from the beginning. Why would you wait for Gretchen to come out? You look weird. So I'm not on that. I don't really like Callie like that. I feel like Callie likes to try to play tough, but then she'll like laugh it off. She don't really want no smoke for real. Then she want to try to piece it up with people, but then jump people too at the same time. So I'm not a Callie fan. Not interested in her. When they got into Nunu and Animac, I feel like Nunu whooped Animac. I feel like, I'm not the biggest Animac fan, but I don't dislike Animac because the Animac, she may talk a lot, she may get on my nerves, but Animac stands 10 toes down. She gets in the paint and she will fight. But Nunu did whooped her right into that couch. A lot of people are trying to justify to make it seem like Anna won. Anna did not win that fight. Nunu whooped Anna's. It's no shade, okay? Now, it should have been a clear beatdown, but it was not. Anna held her own, but Anna did lose that fight, in my opinion. I feel like Anna lost that fight. In regards to DTB and Tesehki, I was actually underwhelmed. Now, I got my cackle. I definitely got my cackle. DTB is a clown. First of all, why would you come in there with all that stupid pink on? That nasty pink wig, that nasty alley-made pink, I don't know what that was. Was that a pajama set? Was that a ghetto, ratchet, like fabulous set? I don't know, but it was a mess. You didn't even take this stuff seriously. I personally feel like if DTB would have took it a little bit more serious, she would have got a few licks in on Tesehki. Because I feel like Tesehki didn't just demolish her. DTB was busy running around the stage, talking and laughing and trying to pause and let's set it up. Pause, hold on, wait. Girl, if you don't shut up and fight, then she's fixing her sleeves because the stupid ruffles and the feathers is running out. You idiot. Why would you have that on? You did not take this serious. DTB, but at the end of the day, she did what she needed to do. She clout chased her way into another season. So perhaps if she would have came in with some Timberland boots, short shorts, and a white t-shirt and her hair wrapped, she would have been too serious, got her ass whooped and left. But she almost went out like a spoof in a cackle fight. It almost like she wanted to get demolished so that she can get, I feel like she wanted to get beat up like that so that they'd bring her back because there's nobody in their right mind that's going to go to a fight looking like that, unprepared like that, against Tesehki. That's crazy. And I really don't feel like Tesehki just whooped her like that. And I know Tesehki fights down. We've seen that. But I can't all the way just be like Tesehki is just this eater because Every fight I've seen Tesehki get into with is with a woman I just feel like can't fight. I've not seen Tesehki fight a fighter. And like, when is anybody gonna call that out? I have not seen Tesehki really fight a that really have hands. So she always like Marge, that really wasn't no fight. Natalie's ugly friend, she couldn't fight. And the other one, DTB wasn't even trying. She was jumping around down the room like a clown. And then she slipped into a knockout. What an idiot. She's over there stumbling and acting goofy and got punched in her mouth. And then got 2 pieces to the ground. It wasn't like they was getting into it and then she just got knocked out. You're jumping around, slipping on like a dummy. And then she finished you. I'm not saying that she would have won the fight, but I'm saying that you probably would have got a couple licks in if you would have just really squared up and been serious about it, in my opinion. So I just feel like that fight was not what I thought it was. And then Bianca came and tried to kick her. Bianca, God, I like Bianca, but I don't like Bianca on Zeus. Because she looks like a weirdo. She looks scary. She just looks like late on the show. And I like Bianca, but I just feel like whether it's the editing, whether it's her persona, I don't like her on Zeus. You came out, you redeemed yourself with Mariah, then you ran off the stage when Asian Dog got there, and then you try to sneak and kick DTB, even though DTB does sneak. But at the same time, it's just giving coward. It's giving picking and choosing. So I didn't really like that about Bianca. Biggie, I'm not really into Biggie at all. Natalie, I understand Natalie not fighting DTB, because Natalie is like, girl, first of all, DTB has the type of star power and delusion to replace Natalie if she had her business, if she had her business mind ready. And I mean, replace Natalie in the fact of when Baddies is gone and overdone, DTB can carry the throne and make a show similar. Kind of like how Natalie did with Bad Girls Club, a spinoff. So Natalie is not about to give her too much because DTB, one thing that she does know how to do is move up the ranks. So she fought Tesehki. I'm sure she'll get into a fight with Rolly and this and that. So DTB is not afraid to build her star power and her likeness within the Zeus Network. She came from Now That's TV, and now she's going to move up the ranks in Zeus Network. Natalie said, not me. You're not going to fight me because I'm not going to let the public, I'm not going to let the audience, the fans, nor the network think that you are on my level to be fighting. I'll fight Natalie. I'll fight Scotty. I'll fight Tommy. I will fight Scotty. I'll fight Tommy, Scotty, and Jocelyn. But no, because that's going to boost your ranking. And Natalie's like, I'm not here to boost your ranking. You are not on my level. You are beneath me. I'm the girl. But DTB, she'd have fought Natalie because that would have upped her rank. Natalie not having that. Natalie wasn't having that at all. So, and I get it. If I was Natalie, I wouldn't have fought her either. Absolutely not. You're not about to get that on me. I'm not upping your rank, sis. Nope. So I don't blame Natalie for that. Who else? What else? Tommy and Rolly getting into it. Tommy just antagonizing Rolly. I can't wait to see them fight because I want to see who won that. I heard that Rolly won, so that's gonna be real interesting. Outside of that pretty much was the show for the most part. MeatBall and Tinkerbella, I feel like they got 2 for 2. MeatBall 1-2, Tinkerbella 1-2. One thing about MeatBall I will say too is it's giving hater. It's giving, girl, you always wanted to fight Tinkerbella. It's always given hidden animosity through the years. And girl, this was your moment. You felt like on TV. But for both of them, y'all was never really friends. It was giving friend and me. For y'all to fight like that, y'all always been battling. And it's always been this tension of who's better and who's not. Whether Tinkerbella felt like she was better or MeatBall was secretly jealous, it just always felt like it was going to come down to this because you were secretly a hater the entire time. But you try to make it seem like you was cool and you was happy for her to get through. But I feel like MeatBall always had this air of jealousy when it came to Tinkerbella behind the scenes. And so for you to get up here and fight her on there and then talk about how you don't regret it, of course you didn't regret it. Especially they was cheering your name and chanting you on. You wanted that. I feel like all Meatball's life, she just wanted to feel more superior than Tinkerbella because Tinkerbella has probably always walked in the room and got more attention. It is what it is. And Meatball felt the way. What else? I think that was pretty much it. I will say, though, these reunions are a lot better than the actual show itself. It's no shade. So let's go recap. I feel like Gretchen versus Deja. Jela. I feel like Jela won that. Anna versus Nunu. Nunu won that. Tesehki versus DTB. Obviously, Tesehki won that. Asian Doll versus Bianca. Obviously, Asian Doll won that. So yeah, that's the tea, child. That is the tea, and we're gonna be watching it, and I will let you guys know what my thoughts are next week. But at the end of the day, girl. Oh, and Saucy, Saucy, you did your thing, babe. You did your thing, Saucy. I liked you on the show. I think Saucy, I would like to see him host more reunions. Saucy made it hot. Saucy made it messy. I just wish we couldn't tell Saucy's biases as much. But girl, it is what it is. We all have our favorites. So shout out to Saucy Santana. He did his thing. He was really messy and really kept it hot and was engaged. And that's what you need from a host, And I think that he did a really good job hosting the show. So shout out to him and shout out to the reunion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, all right? Till next time, keep that same energy and we'll see you soon. Peace out.